Sarah, hello. Yeah, you got in on the ground floor. How's your Sunday going? I'm chilling and relaxing. Has got another busy week. Busy, busy, busy. So hopefully get some kind of relaxation going. Alrighty. Give me here a second. I just got some trying to clean up. Make sure all done before we get really, really busy. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. I slept 12 hours overnight. Must have needed it. No kidding. I think I slept 4. Ooh. Anna, hello. I had to work today. Sad. Off Christmas Eve. Yay. Well, I'm glad you were off Christmas Eve. Didn't your Walmart close on Christmas Day? And y'all close early on Christmas Eve? You can tell my granddaughter's still here. Don't ask me what she's watching. I had to finally buy the Disney package that she said she didn't want. But I know the other two, all their shows are on Disney Junior. And Tina's like, I don't watch that. My brothers watch that. Yeah, that's all she's been watching. Won't turn the damn thing off. But she kept ordering by accident because she likes to watch Frozen and all that. And I think one of the Frozens is free, the other one you have to. It's included in a gold package. So she kept buying the gold package. And I'm like, oh, I'm not buying no gold package. It would send our cable up over $200. No. So, but Disney, that's thank God. All the Disney movies, everything, I mean, the thing is jam packed. First time in 19 years, 6 p.m. Christmas Eve, closed Christmas. Are you serious? Oh my God. Really? I haven't worked at Walmart where we weren't closed Christmas and closed at 5 o'clock on New Year's Eve. I mean, Christmas Eve. Dead serious. Wow. So she's gonna be up late because she took a 2-hour nap, decided she was gonna wake up, and I thought for sure she was gonna sleep all night. She got up at 6 o'clock this morning. So she fell asleep about 9 o'clock. She handed me her hearing aid about 9 o'clock. And she slept about 2 hours. So I was like, oh man, stop. Oh, destroying my living room. There she is. Well, honey. Close Christmas Day, 6 p.m. Christmas Eve. Yeah, you said it was the first time in 19 years. And that's what I was saying. I haven't worked at Walmart where we weren't closed Christmas Day and we closed at 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve. I know one thing, you guys. If I hear Frozen 2 play one more time, I really am going to scream. I have no idea what the heck movie she's watching now. She done watched it twice. I hope it's not another one of her favorites. That I have Christmas Eve off. So you don't work Christmas Eve at all. Wow. I don't know what our Walmart's hours are. Whether they stay open probably depends on the size of the city. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a store-wide, company-wide thing. No, yay for me, yay for Anna. I can't even have that luxury. Christmas Eve, they're all gonna be here. Christmas Day, they're all gonna be here. All the grandkids. From Christopher on down to Zach. All of it. This is going to be fun. But everybody on Christmas Day, they get along because they all know I don't play. And I cook Christmas breakfast all day on Christmas. This year I'm getting help because I buy like 8 pounds of meat. And, you know, at least 3 dozen eggs. Everybody loves grains biscuits, so, you know, I've got like 5 cans of that. A few gallons of orange juice. Hash. Have 24th and the 25th off. Party. And it says Walmart is open till 6 p.m. 24. Yum, Les. Yeah. It usually is. I start cooking in the morning, but like I said, this year I'm going to be having help because I can't do it all. But I'll cook till like 8 o'clock at night, and I'm usually the last one eating, so I get what's been picked over. Everything's cold except for my eggs. My parents wanted me to come for Christmas yesterday, but I live 3 hours away. Wasn't feeling well anyway. One of my nieces didn't go for the same reason. Aw. Bet you make the best breakfast. Been cooking it since I was 10, Anna. Ever since I started learning how to cook, I made the Christmas breakfast. Even growing up since I was 10 years old. I won't ship the presents until after the 25th. DLB, hello. That's a shame you live so far away from your parents, Sarah. But I understand. Hell, my parents literally live down the street. And I won't be able to see them. I won't be able to see them. First of all, I can't get in my parents' house. Secondly, not with mom being asymptomatic. I told her, I said, to me, you're typhoid Linda. So, love breakfast, make best Eggo waffles. I think we're going to add pancakes this year to the mix. My favorite is waffles. For real, for real. But I got a new griddle and I want to check it out. So it wasn't cheap. So we're gonna, I think we're gonna launch it Christmas Day. And then I got a busy week this week starting tomorrow. I got all my therapies and they gotta make it twice a week. And so they're gonna try to cram 6 visits in 3 days. They're gonna get on my nerves. Yep, I had chocolate chip today. Awesome waffles. Sounds good. I love waffles. That's my favorite. I need a new waffle iron because the other one I kind of like. Yeah, I ended up having to throw it away. I love waffles. It's my fave. But you know, uh, going to Lauren and Ashley's on Christmas Day for breakfast. I will be distancing and wearing my mask. Do it. Do it. Good thing with all the grandchildren coming, they all come here anyway. So I haven't gotten sick from any of them. Chris and Gabby go nowhere, and the gray kids go from my house to their other grandmother's house, and that's it. And the rest of them, they distance and wear masks. Sometimes they'll even wear masks in here. So, hi Connie, feel better, Sarah? Sarah's not feeling well. Not COVID. It's just some vague crud that I've had many times before. Thursday I thought I was just cold, but no, now that I had the chills, I know the feeling. My appetite is returning, so that's a good sign. That's good. That's good. We're hoping that you feel better, Sarah. Oh, man. My ear itches on the inside, so I pushed that little flap of skin in to help. It kind of like pushing it in helps feel like it's scratching it. Cause you know, I don't put Q-tips and stuff in my ears, so. But I don't know what's making it itch. I can go to the doctor and my ears are clean. They're clear. Ooh. Oh no, Connie, my house is a mess since my name is Lauren also. uh Ouch. Yeah, I'm supposed to have a ow, couple of them coming over tomorrow to clean the house up. So, and then I know for a fact I'll have physical therapy here at noon 12:30, but I don't know what time the nurse or occupational therapy is coming. Dale says, surprise, we're coming for B-Fest. Well, come on over to my house for breakfast. Oh, hey. Have some hot chocolate and watch Christmas movies with whoever wants to watch them. I'll be there in my recliner. Man, my hands. Today's such a bleh day. Hope you like Eggo waffles. I like Eggo waffles. It's one of the few things I actually like butter on. Although I've eaten butter lately the past few years. And I like it if there's something in it because I don't use a lot of syrup when I eat waffles or pancakes, French toast. I'm not a big syrup person. I like some, but when I'm done with my plate, you can't tell. So you would think that since my husband works for a furniture store, that I could get a recliner, but no, or an electric bed, but no. Really? Dang. Watching Saints Christmas Day. How about them Steelers? Only one loss. I know. I know. Only one. It won't last. They'll do something messed up. You know why? Because Nina has her own blankets now. So she doesn't need to steal my Steelers blanket and then jinx it by yelling, Eagles, Eagles. He works in the scratch and dent warehouse, but he's right next to the regular furniture store. That is sad. I'm not saying anything. Are you excited? Hell yeah, I am. Hell yeah, I am. Well, when we go to the Super Bowl, I am all ready. Got my outfit already. The Steelers are playing on Christmas Day. I don't know. I just every day that there's supposed to be a game, I just look to see if they're on. I don't know their schedule. Yeah, this has been a bleh day. And all this week it's supposed to be, I think the high is supposed to be 34 all this week. And we're supposed to have rain, snow, rain, snow. I said, oh great. Snow, ice, snow, ice, snow, ice. Jalen and the Eagles beat the Saints. Sad. Oh yeah, it is. Katie, hello. Hi Les, do you celebrate Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, or neither? No, I celebrate Eve Day. I just haven't had help this year to decorate my home. Um, but yeah, might be able to do a little bit of decorating tomorrow. The tree is up, it's been up all year. It's been in the corner. But yeah, I'm one of those, like, especially the outside. If I had somebody to help me or help do the lights outside, I'm one of those that if I had $1 million, I would spend it on Christmas lights outside, complete with music and everything. Dead serious. I'm one of them. I want everybody to know. I want Santa Claus to track me from Pluto. I know the Cowboys always play on Thanksgiving. Dale says, at least it's going to be coolish on Christmas, I think in the mid 50s for the high, which is cold for us. I don't like it when it's 75 on Christmas Day. Me neither. Haley said, it's a weird year, Les. Yeah, it is. Saints play Minnesota Christmas Day. Love New Orleans. And Tampa won today. Did they? Dale says she would be the Griswolds of a high. Yup. I want NASA to say, what's that? I do. And I'll make sure I get a cat that chews up the cord underneath the recliner. I'm sorry, you guys, but every time I watch that movie, Griswold's Christmas, Vacation Christmas, and that cat, that is the only part of the movie I want to see. Because I die laughing every freaking time. And when they take this recliner out and that cat is etched on the bottom, I have to die laughing so hard. Oh my god. I just felt good finally getting our dusty old artificial tree up. Kelsey Ho, pay no attention, that's just Les. Oh. Yeah, I'm one of them. My dad had Chinese today, now I want Chinese. I got treated to some pizza, which my nurse is gonna love. At least I don't lie to her. What did you have? I'll tell her. You're gonna be a difficult one. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So the cat met the same fate as the dog in the first movie when he tied it to the bumper and forgot. Yes. Except for the cat was underneath and it chewed on the electric cord and electrocuted, shorted out. And the cat, you just. And then the cat itch of the cat on the bottom where it got electrocuted. I'm sorry, that part of the movie, just thinking about it just cracks me up. And watching it, I just die. So, she don't have to know. Yeah, she don't have to know. Yeah, I end up spilling the beans. Hey, hard year, get what you want? No. It was the outline of the cat. Kaylee's like, love that movie. Yeah, it was the outline. Yeah. uh, oh, oh, can you guys tell? Get tickled. God. And laughter is the best medicine. Especially that part, I swear to God. Oh my God. I can do without the rest of the movie. No, I can't. I have to watch the when he puts that spray on the bottom of that sled. I forget what it's called. He tears off at Mach 3. Choom! I always wanted to do that. For real. You know, I really can't say I'm not getting anything I want for Christmas because there's so much stuff that's being done to enable me to have independence. So I'm not complaining at all. I did get a new pair of slippers. And then I ended up getting another pair of slippers because they were too big for someone. And so they called and said, hey, can you use slippers? They told me the size. I said, yeah. So I got two brand new pairs of slippers. Everything's so weird. Take it one day at a time, I guess. Yup. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Slippers are great, yeah. Yeah, I have to wear them. I just, I had them growing. I had warm growing up, and then I went so many years without them, and then I just got used to walking around barefoot, and then it got to the point where I had to put socks on because my feet would get really cold. Now it's to the point that I have to have slippers. They're really not the ones I'm supposed to have, but you're lucky you got them on my feet. So, but new stairs are being made for me, and stuff's bathrooms being adjusted, equipment's being brought in for it, and things like that. So, oh yeah, get this. Um, this is fantastic news. Just found out the other day. Hope I get a certain stuffy with a black nose called Snoopy. Yay! Um, oh, Kaylee's leaving. You have a good night, Kaylee. Thank you for coming in. I'm just sitting here chilling. But I did find out the other day that, thanks to Trump, I'm having almost all my benefits taken away. Matter of fact, they said I was receiving benefits that I didn't deserve. And I said, okay. Do I still have at least the red, white, and blue card? Yeah, okay. Whatever. Take whatever. So, I'm just, I was like, no sense in trying to threaten me. Who is they? Social Security? Yeah, I've about had it with them. Well, they're trying, and it's not working. Um, but I know, with my medical, I have my own insurance, and that's why I said I have the red, white, blue card. I pay for my own insurance, so I'm like, what benefits was I getting that I don't even know? Because I really thought, and they said that, no, this was from the county, and the county said that um I was receiving benefits that I should not have gotten because they sent me a letter, and I was like, what does this mean? I'm like, well, what is it that you guys cover, like the medical card or something? And I said, well, do you cover optical? No. Dental? No. Medical? Copays? Then what were you doing for me again? Because I don't even remember signing anything, and I've not gotten anything, and nobody's asked me for anything. So, okay. That's what I'm saying. Smart. Yeah, government is stupid. But the only thing with Social Security is that the only thing that the red, white, blue card will pay for, because they won't pay for nothing that I need for the house. Whereas before, they would pay for as long as there was a the doctor wrote it up as a prescription, like shower chair or a walking cane or this and that, Medicaid or Medicare, the red, white, blue card, federal, that's the Medicare, right? They would pay for it, but now they don't. The only thing they pay for is potty chair. And they will pay for an electric scooter. Whereas before they did, and then when I went to go buy mine, they said they didn't. So I had to pay cash for mine. And now they'll pay for one. I said, well, hell, I had to take advantage. Sometimes it is a full-time job trying to keep up with all the rigmarole. Yeah, that's why you just might as well do it on your own because, well, like I said, Medicare, that's the red, white, blue card, I think. They don't pay for anything anymore except for a potty chair and an electric scooter. They don't pay for nothing. My physician's assistant, little man, wrote me a script for a motorized wheelchair. Insurance said, no, we don't cover that. But of course, this is Dale. And I said that's why I should cash out my 401k and run away. DLB says, Canada sounds good to me, but my husband will never leave Texas. I know that's right, Shady. Where would you run to? Now, if you get the red, white, and blue card, that's Medicare. I think Medicaid is a state or county. Medicare will pay for an electric chair, scooter, or chair, seat, whatever. Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. You go, girl. So that's why I said, you know, you might as well just have your own shit because nothing covers anything anymore. You already have it figured out. My friend wanted to move there for a bit. I know it's much cheaper to live there. And it says, resort on the beach with 13 pools and beach. Yeah. That is a U.S. territory, no? I think it is. I don't know. I think it is. Who knows? I don't even remember all our territories anymore. Hell, I thought Philippines. I thought they were still our territory, and somebody told me we weren't. We weren't. So or am I thinking about Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico is. I know the Bahamas is. Dominican Republic is not a U.S. territory. Puerto Rico is. Okay, so there you go. They have Hard Rock Casino on the property as well. They got a casino and it's going. Man, I tell you. The presence of Hard Rock is proof that a place is a tourist trap. Dale said, "Yep, the Google machine agreed." Dale said, "Say my name too with the casino, bingo, slots. Here I come. Free food, drinks, and ice cream bar." Says Anna. I'd want a free boat. I could not live on an island out there. No. Could not. Because the first time I hear tropical storm, I'm heading to the United States and going to the most middle of the United States if I lived on an island out there. I'm getting away. They can take my little straw hut. I'm outie. Well, or a tsunami creeps up on you and I can't leave. They probably have one that you can win on a slot machine. If anybody ever wins those cars and stuff, I know I never have. I don't even want to start gambling because I know what'll happen. I would never ever leave the poker tables. Never. Never. The black big jackpot went. The big jackpot went. Did tour. It was amazing not going during hurricane season. I don't want to go anywhere during hurricane season. We had a bad one this year, and I did not go live with it all. I mean, we had some bad hurricanes that I really should have went live and started helping everything, information or whatever, and letting people know the devastation that's going on, and didn't. Dale tries to get me to play blackjack, but I'm not good at adding that quick. I can play, I'm just not that good at it. But I can definitely hold my own with poker. Definitely. Survived Katrina, that was enough, says Anna. Yeah, I know a couple people that survived Katrina that were down there. I will play with him when it is very slow and the dealer feels like helping me, says Dale. Sarah said, pre-COVID, my parents sometimes went to a local casino, and if one of them won some money, they'd find the other one, cash out, and leave. Smart. Two hurricanes hit Alabama beaches this year. Oh, yeah. Did the one with Sharpie Gate ever hit? They had a few $1,000 prizes over the years. Awesome. They're smart to leave. They're smart to leave. I usually, if I sit there and play and stuff, I'll win, lose, but I never leave. Well, I've never left a table without at least, I should say, breaking even or not very much in debt, like maybe $50. But then again, I've never been to a casino where they played anything higher. This was just local stuff, and um, you have different. There's I don't want to say classes, but there's like different buy-ins. So you can. It depends on what kind of a buy-in you go to, whatever. That is what Dale likes to do, but I am just the opposite. I am like, now I'm on a winning streak. Um, Sarah says the beach house my uncle owned for many years was swept away by Hurricane Michael in 2017. He had sold it the previous year against the kids' wishes. My parents did that years ago. Years ago. And they were thinking about getting another one. So mom's like, well, if we got another one, which, well, yeah, of course I'd go. Yeah. But they never did buy another one, so they understood, especially after he said he was um, having increasingly frequent and wild dreams that the house would be washed away with people in it. Ooh. Dale says on the ship trying to play on a blackjack table for at least for less than $20 is impossible. That is why we stay off the strip, where they have $5 tables. Dale B said a timeshare. Not not for my parents. I don't know about Sarah's. He did find out that no people were in it when the storm hit. Thank God. No, Dale, he owned it free and clear. He's quite wealthy and turned 90 on the 17th. Awesome. Went to casino October 30th, lost $300. Oh, I could do that. But you have to try to. I don't do slot machines, so I tell you what, if I was losing $300, I damn well better bring that bitch up. My cousin put out a thing on Facebook for a card shower, adding that he doesn't use a computer, so he wouldn't find out in advance. That's awesome. Sarah says my parents will limit themselves to a $20 loss. All they do are slots. I don't know how to play slots. Those things are so confusing. Now, the old time one arm bandit things, yeah, I could do those. It's straight across, but now you got these electronic ones where there's like gajillion lines and they all go all wacky. I don't know if I win or lose. I don't know how to do things. I stick with cards. Oh man, my I tell you what, with my hands, jeezy cow. Ugh. Anna says it got so bad, had to leave. Debit card at home. Dale says I won on a slot, Wizard of Oz. I think I only had 75 cents in it, or I was betting 75 cents every time. I won $1,800, but I wonder what I would have won had I loaded the machine. Take your money and go. $1,800, I'd just take the money and go. I am smart enough to do that. Oh, Dale, that awesome win. Now, my gambling is like going to like arcades, winning tickets, and then buying shit. Really. Use your tickets to buy shit. That's about my thing. Yep, but it was a long time ago, sadly, says Dale. Oh. You know, that is a shame about the beaches because I love the beaches. Only won one jackpot, 1251 on 50 lions. On 50 lines. Um, I love the beach. I love the water. Um, you can't get me out of it. I get so mad when I have to come out of the water, but you do get tired. And if I get stuck with the no, yeah, I don't want to get stuck and have to fight that thing and you know not be able to swim the way I'm supposed to in order to get out of it. And then you're tired and you don't even know it. Dale says when I was 18, it was not even old enough to gamble. I was not even. I turned around and saw a wallet on the ground, took it to security, and my mom was mad that I didn't keep it. That trip I won over $2,000. There you go. Anna says 50 line machine. Dale says goes to show that my good deed paid off. Heck yeah. Who's your slots? Hello. Oh my god, someone to talk to. I don't know how much how much I can um keep you interested, but we'll talk in here. Um as you can tell right now they're talking about slot machines and gambling and stuff like that. Virginia has a casino, only has to be 18. Really? And said lions are lucky for me. Um what was I gonna say? Oh, um I did find a group of people which I haven't played in forever, and I haven't seen one in forever that like to play euchre. And I used to be a major euchre shark, and of course I don't know about now. And I was thinking about doing that. Yeah, talking about jackpots. He just says, that's my topic. Hey, how about the new stimulus? I'm poor, so I'm loving it. I'm not because I think the Democrats should have held out. $600 and $300 a week in unemployment. So you get a one-time check of $600, not 1,200. Um, euchre is so much fun. Yeah, like I said, I used to be a euchre shark. Dead serious. Um, just wait for the Georgia Senate race. Well, they had to vote on it, and they've already voted on it, so the checks will start coming out in a couple weeks. It'll be before the Senate race, maybe, maybe. Um, so, um, but I didn't read it all. If they're going to keep um, the protection for people who have mortgages or rent, because that was due to be up December 26th or December 31st, where they can start getting their eviction notice if the full rent isn't paid. Um, the Dems win, they will control House and Senate. Yes, rental assistance. Yeah, I didn't read if that was still in there. I didn't read if there was protection for the big corporations. I did not want that in there. Um, I did not read if the help that they're going to give businesses was specifically for small businesses instead of the last fiasco where these other major companies and schools got mega millions, and the ones that were supposed to get it got nothing. Um, you know, so I didn't read all that, see if that was in there, but it was passed. And I said, well, and then when I, you know, sure is only small business this time and theaters. It better be in there. I'd be pissed. I would be pissed. And then when I found out Ivanka had let them learn something new, I'm like, okay. People are going to college now and can't get a job because there's none out there. So Walmart gave us another 300 on our check for COVID. We get it 24. I hope you do, and I hope you continue to get it. Um, you know, there are people out there who truly, truly need the help. I think they totally bungled the last stimulus. Irma Herrera, hello. Where have you been? And this is Walmart can be hell, but this will make $1,200 total. Oops, hi. Hi. Now, I know, like I said, when they gave out the last stimulus checks, they really bungled it because my parents got it, $1,200 apiece. And my mom's like, what am I supposed to do with this? We don't need it. She sure as the hell didn't give it to me, but like, what the hell am I supposed to do with it? I think they really need to figure out the areas that really need the money and the incomes that really don't need it and those that really, really do. And they would spend their money a lot better and much wiser than what they're doing now. And they can't tell me they can't do it because the IRS has the records. Look at all them little faces. How you doing, Irma? Who just said my buddy is the same way. He and his wife made $100,000 this year, and he's saying what's 360p to him. Irma says great. I'm awesome. So, you know, I think there's people like my sister. She makes to me just because she can't manage money doesn't mean she's in a higher tax bracket. She makes a lot of money. She didn't need the 12. She even said I don't need the 1,200. She spent it. But I don't know. But you know, she didn't need it. Irma says your voice is so calming. Thank you. That's probably why I put myself to sleep. I love her voice too. So calm. Thank you. Thank you. But I think they can really do justice if they would just take their time. We would save a lot of money in this country. I'll take it to go to Dominican Republic. Well, we don't make 100,000 a year. I didn't need it either, but I did appreciate it. Yeah, you know, absolutely, but politicians suck. They just don't think for real. Um, you know, I really didn't need it, but it did come in handy. I mean, needed a new refrigerator, and voila. Um, I mean, I don't have all the money in the world, and there's times from month to month, for a couple months, there are times, like for the first 6 months of the year, I'm going to be kind of stretching it really thin because, with my insurance, I gotta pay for all my meds until I hit that, their deductible on, and then after July, then I don't have to. So, remember the stimulus package um, in the late zero zeros. I didn't get one because I made over 75,000. I mean, where did that money come from? It just added to the deficit. Yeah. Are kids or next generation going to have to pay for it? There's a lot of ways our government could be saving tons of money. Tons of money. I'll be honest with you, I never got a stimulus check either. I didn't get one. Um, nope. 20 trillion in debt, says Hoosier. Anna says, you mean under Bush? Hoosier says that would have been in 2009 due to housing market and tax rules. I didn't get jack shit. But there's so many ways that we could be saving money, and we're throwing good money after bad. I'm not talking with just stimulus. I'm talking within the educational system. I'm talking. And did you know? Do your research, guys. Did you know public college used to be free? And it wasn't until 19 something, early 1900s, that the government changed that. But it was offered public college was free. Why can't we do that again? Why? We got $600. Some postman threw your check away. Free. You just said free education would lead to better quality of life. In so many places, yes, it was. Yep. I would take advantage of that. I'd go right over here to OSU satellite branch, and because I know I can get around there in my scooter chair because they have elevators. Just wait, bet it will be in next 4 years. Irma said, I'll vote for you in free education. Do you know that our government, thanks to DeVos, I don't even know why she was put in there anyway, she made money over destroying our education system. She's under court order, her department is under court order, and they have yet to do it, to repay tuition to people who went to certain colleges who claimed that guaranteed placement after they graduate and something else, and the college totally 100% lied, and so they're under orders to repay back all the money that these students spent. And they proposed to these students that depending on what, that they would pay them back either 25, anywhere between 25 and 75%. And this one woman's like, nope. I'm gonna make you pay it back all. And Kamala Harris went after her. No, yeah, was one of them that went after her. DeVos wants to shut down the public school system and replace them with for-profit charter schools. I know. Hi Sam, who just said they want to keep people down, especially minorities. I know. Sam, hello. I see nothing wrong with them paying as long as the school claims the parents for 3 times more money. What? And these were colleges that flat out lied. And so, what is a charter school? It's like a private schooling. I know, it's basically what it is. But it wasn't like the private schooling I had. It was like here we have Montessori. They're supposed to have better teachers, which they don't really have better teachers, but they do take in a lot of kids who have trouble in regular schools. That much I do know, and then they get money from the government for it. As I said, it makes perfect sense to educate our own people and pay them higher wages rather than taking away the well-educated from poor nations. Exactly. There's a hybrid of public and private schools, but not everyone can go there. It's a smaller school. Yeah. Personally, they need to go in there and totally figure out the education system, whether it be primary, elementary, college, junior college, post, whatever. They need to figure all that out. And one of the things they need to freaking do to make this country smart again is get rid of the freaking core math and bring back freaking phonics so kids know how to freaking read. We are one of the dumbest nations in the world. We used to be on top. One of the top. And we're idiots. Then they throw in this core math bullshit, and then they don't even teach kids how to read. It's just repetition. No wonder nobody knows how to freaking spell anymore. Remember when a lot was one word and now they're saying it's 2? I'm like, no, it's always been 1. You know? Remember when instead of saying a elephant, it used to be an elephant? Between the letter A in a sentence and the next vowel, you always put an N there. You would say, oh, I have a husky dog. But you don't say, I have a elephant. No, you have an elephant. A lot is 2 words. So is alright, sorry. I was so wrote it was 1. See, now, alright, I was taught ALRIGHT. Or maybe that's just how I decided to spell it. Common Core is something that you know can't work because it's opposed by people of all political persuasion. Um, Teach math instead of liberal hate. Fortunately, American schools aren't doing very well. Exactly. When you have engineers saying, "What is this?" No, you want to get to the shortest point possible. Um, a lot is one word for me. So is ain't. Yeah, ain't used to never be in the dictionary at all. They don't even do long division anymore. I had to tell my 18-year-old, put a gut over the number, then divide it. Oh, a hut. A post on a board that has a small but rather vocal contingent of bigots. Um, they stop just short of saying that our educational problems are caused by school desegregation. They ain't got shit to do with it. It's a poor geographic word. Yeah, a lot gets spell checked every time. Um, yeah. It's always one word that I always recalled. I don't ever recall not spelling it like that. But when you have people that doesn't know how to spell, that don't know how to spell the word always or sorry because they don't know how to read. Bring phonics back. They'll learn how to read. This repetition thing is not working. They let these kids use calculators for tests. Are you kidding? Yeah, we weren't. The only time I was allowed to use calculators for tests was my junior and senior year. And that's because you can't do trig and calculus without your calculator. You can't do it. I can't spell phonics. You're close. I was watching something. They said a Civil War soldier from um, these something had more grammar than what kids are texting on phones today. He likes to put all his words together, no spaces. Love the Bill on Capitol Hill song. It helps with graphing. They use the same TI 1138 we did when I was in college 30 years ago. They still use those? Really? I figured everybody'd be doing everything on computer. Um, but I remember that song. Remember those animated series that taught you and made it fun? Yeah, like conjunction junction. What's your function? Schoolhouse Rock. I use a microphone and it sucks. I understand, Sam. One of these days I'll have to. You can, but the TI 1138 is more reliable for this purpose. Irma says today, married with children is a perfect example of Americans. Hoosier says, I'm just a Bill. You remember that guy? That little Bill walking around and everything? Now here's one to grow on. Yep. Oh my god, love it. Yes, Schoolhouse Rock. Sarah said Reading Rainbow with LeVar Burton. I didn't even know there was a Reading Rainbow till I was an adult. For real. I was in my like mid-20s. I was like, what's this? Kunta Kinte? I heard that he might replace Alex Trebek. Hmm. Loved that show, says Caesar. Yeah. They don't have little commercials or little cartoons like that anymore. Like, you got a yuck mouth because you don't brush. Hey, you got something in your teeth. Is that some? Looks like you got some something and some chicken too. Ow! That's a cavity. Hey, that's new. Well, if you don't brush your teeth, it'll get you too. Don't be a yuck mouth. We weren't part of the targeted audience. I just already knew how to read. And I remember watching Sesame Street and Electric Company. We got to watch that in my school. So Sarah said me TV is going to start showing old commercials after the start of the year on Saturday mornings. Awesome. Remember Garbage Pail Kids? I wish they'd bring that back. I lost all my cards. And I didn't even chew gum. You just thoughts, yuck mouth. Don't you remember that song? Remember Magical Garden? Not commercials, cartoons. Looney Tunes, that kind of thing. They should. Bring back the old Scooby. I'll watch him. I'll watch. But what they're doing today is just a joke. Magical Gardens with Sherlock, the red squirrel, and the two hippie chicks playing guitar on a swing. Never watched it. I don't even know if it was on here. It may have been on in my little area. Sex swing. They need to bring back Wile E. Coyote and all that. But then probably some kid will sit there and decide, oh, as long as it says Acme on it, I can use sticks of dynamite. Everything will be alright. Trust me, Liz, if you YouTube it, you see it, you've seen it. I've never YouTubed it, so. But now I know to. I will. Magical Gardens came on before the Electric Company. We watched, the only time I watched the Electric Company and Sesame Street was in school. So those were the only two shows. You forget, I went to a private school. Tide Pods, anyone? YouTube has some of the old offensive, racist, sexist, animal violence cartoons that Looney Tunes made. Yep. Irma said, what's the word for people who look like twins but aren't related? A doppelganger? Snickerdoodle, hello. Thus before my time, born in 85, grew up on Sesame Street though. Spider-Man was always on the Electric Company, heck yeah. Spider-Man, won't you coming from Spider-Man? Nobody knows who you are. I was singing that, and Zaya, the 5-year-old, he says, Grandma, that's not how you sing it. And I went, what? He said, that's not how you sing the Spider-Man song. And I was like, well, what other song is there? And I went, oh, you mean Spider-Man? Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. He says, yeah, that's the one he. I was like, oh, dude. The Tide Pods thing was an urban legend. Fraternal twins? No, it can't be fraternal because they're not related. Faster than a rolling stone, stronger than a silent E, able to leap capital T in a single bound. Yes. Did you watch Wonder Woman? Heck yeah, I did. I still think Linda Carter is a good looking woman. Wonder Woman. I tell you what, I loved my Saturday mornings. Started off with Conjunction Junction and all them, and how the Capitol, it taught you the Capitol and legislation and executive branches of government, these cartoons. Taught you all the grammar stuff, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Then it went into actual Scooby Doo. Yes, finally, Scooby Doo's on. What's your function? And they seem stupid, but you know what? I'm 52 years old, and I remember this stuff. Until Soul Train ruined it with no cartoons. That's after all the cartoons was over with. Soul Train came on at like noon on Saturdays, and we knew. I knew cartoons was over because next thing you know, you heard this Soul Train, and then you see this train just grooving across the screen. And surprisingly enough, my mom let me watch it. I remember it too, and I'm only 35, says Hoosier. Yeah, you remember that shit the rest of your life. For real, for real. And then after Soul Train, then we got to play. And then, when I got older, that's the day we cleaned house. Because we were older and we could clean the house by then. But I'd hurry up and get the house clean because on Saturdays, after the cartoons and then Soul Train and American Bandstand, whatever, was on and blah blah blah, I had a couple hours. So you had a couple hours to clean the house, and I'd hurry up and get everything done that I had to get done. And then all the black and white scary movies would come on, like the black and white werewolf and Frankenstein and Dracula and that old Chinese detective dude, and I forget his name, but I always liked him, and Sherlock Holmes. That's where, learned about the Hound of the Baskervilles and all that. LeVar Burton, Irma said, LeVar Burton look-alike world works at my Walmart. What do you call those people who look alike? Doppelganger. LeVar Burton, I remember too. Also, Mr. Rogers, of course. Great man. Oh, yeah. Doppelganger, thank y'all. You're welcome. Yeah, you got it. Doppelganger. There you go. Yeah, and of course, Mr. Rogers. Sometimes we watched him in school, and sometimes we just watched him at home. So, and then when you got home from school, you had the after school special. And then when it started to, by the time I was in high school, MASH started coming on. It was on after school. So, and then of course People's Court came out. So Judge Wapner. So me and the neighbors, we'd all gather at my neighbor's house, and we'd go home. And she lived right next door to me anyway, so her mom would buy snacks for her kids and me and my sister, and my mom would buy snacks for us and then her kids. So it didn't really matter what house we went to, but then we'd have other neighbors come. So Angie'd be like, "Les, bring me over this and this," and me and Angie loved sweet and not sweet, sour cream and onion potato chips, and we'd split a bottle of Coke, sit there and eat while watching Judge Wapner. Linda is the bomb. I love Alan Alda. Yeah, Sam says, I've met my doppelganger when I stopped at the supermarket. He worked as at the manager would supermarket he worked at. The manager would give me orders. Oh my god. Serious? I only know Judge Judy. Yeah, the first one was People's Court with Judge Waltner and Rusty the Bailiff. He was the first one. And then, do you guys remember? I know they have a divorce court now, but remember the originals when they originally did divorce court? And I thought those were so real. I thought, oh my god. And then you watch them now. You go on YouTube and you watch them now, and they're scripted, but they're from real cases. But these are actors and they'll tell you eventually what happened with the divorce and things. But back then it was like, ooh, we were on the edge of our seats. And then they were gonna find out they were scripted. Soul Train. I got his name just in case I need him for an insurance scam. He looked just like me. Oh my god. For real? Did Rusty get his own show like Steve off of Jerry Springer? I remember. No, Rusty never got his own show. Irma's like, I'm a Motown girl. I loved Soul Train. Dead serious. Because you remember when they would have those lines and people would get up and dance? And back then they had shag carpeting, so I was young, but I knew how to rake for our carpet. And so mom would let me rake the living room in the hallway because of the shag carpeting. And she would get so mad if she did it because I would try to practice those dance moves and start mushing down all the carpet she just raked. So I had been asking mom, I was just a kid, 5, 6 years old. Let her do it, is what she said. My friend was on one of those judge shows, and they said when you lose the decision, the show pays for it. Some they do, some they don't. For real. Soul Train would have 2 cartoons a year on the Yellow Submarine, in the Jackson 5. I saw The Incredible Shrinking Man. I'm not sure if I saw that. Hoosier said, Motown. I got one of the only few vibes videos on YouTube visiting Michael Jackson's house in Gary. It's by the Rallies. Have you ever seen The Incredible Shrinking Woman? That was funny with Lily Tomlin. That was funny. But isn't it weird? I liked Soul Train better than American Bandstand. uh, Good movie. The time was a lot more innocent back then, though. You can't get these kids to watch it for shit. How about The World's Greatest Hero? No, I don't remember that. I love the Christmas specials. Snoopy. Well, yeah, all those Christmas specials. I have them. I have them on DVD now. I have them all. What I do find interesting is that I've watched, you know how people do reaction videos. I watched these two brothers, um, who they do reaction videos to music, and so people will write them and suggest songs to them, and they're twins, and not because I'm racist, but I'm going to preface the fact that they're black and they like the hip hop and all that, Jay-Z and all them, you know. But they'll take people's suggestions. And one of the first videos I saw by them, they were listening. They were going to do a reaction to Stevie Nicks' "Edge of 17." And I thought, oh god, they're gonna really diss this. And they just got on there and they were like, man, they would stop and say, that man, she's like telling a story. And I'm like, you get it. That's what Stevie Nicks does. She tells stories. That's why her music lasts forever. She tells stories. And then another one, they did Creep by Radiohead. And oh my god. Um that was another one I saw them do, and I was like, and then they put in Janis Joplin. And they're like, man, this song kicks ass. Oh, listen to this. I was like, they can appreciate it. They really can. Um, Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Are you? I love These Innocent Times. I love Lucy, of course, Ron Howard. Sam says, the guy with a cape, like Superman, greatest American hero. He has long, blonde, curly hair. Believe it or not, I'm walking on it. Okay, now I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. Who's your sluts? The Hodge twins. I love the Hodge twins. I was surprised. And then I was watching a video of these young kids and listening to 70s and 80s music. And thanks to some of their parents, they know some of the songs. They didn't know who sang it or anything. They just know they heard it. And some don't. They have no idea. And they're kids. One thing about kids, they're brutally honest. I think that's one of the things I love about kids. They are brutally honest. And they'll tell you, nah, this song sucks. And then they'll tell you, this song is really good. You know? Irma, the dance line. Yeah. That's what I loved about Soul Train. Wait till discover the Beatles' later music. Yeah, the Beatles got a mixed reaction with those young kids. I think they range from 7 to 12, something like that. So true. Kids are honest. They're brutally honest. I can tell you, mine are. My grandkids are. They'll freaking tell you. Grandma, why are you limping? I'm not limping. You're limping, Grandma. Your foot is hurt? No. Something hurts. You're walking funny. I like the movie about the Beatles music. I don't think I've ever seen it. Love Me Do Beatles and Drug Addict Beatles. Oh, yeah. That's about when Paul McCartney left and formed Wings. I was like, I love Lily. Cocaine. Didn't everybody do cocaine? I mean, my god, they sang about a little yellow submarine. And that we all live in it. Mm-mm-mm. Whoa. Okay. Wings was awesome. Yeah. I didn't realize Paul McCartney had that many hits with Wings. I really did not realize. That man's been having hits forever. And I loved it when he did that. He did duet with Kanye. Did he play with Kanye? I think it was. And all these kids were like, yeah, Paul McCartney ain't nothing. He needed Kanye to make himself famous. I went, really? You don't know who Sir Paul McCartney is. Kanye needed him. They all did acid, that I know. Yeah. Who's your slots? Wings? Yeah, that's who Paul McCartney. He formed a group called the Wings after the Beatles. And that's his. He met his wife Linda. She played in his band, and they had hit after hit. I'm just getting into Wings now, but they had quite a few hits. I didn't realize how many. But yeah, Paul was having hits well in the 80s. Wings was a top 5. Wings was a top 5 album ever. It had more than one album. There's a long running urban legend about a kid in a record store who holds up a Beatles album that says Paul McCartney was in a band before Wings. Uh-huh. User says, I've got some hippie friends who did too much acid. The craziest freak, hard to keep a conversation. I could see a kid saying he was in a band after the Beatles. Yeah, same here. Please tell me the Beatles are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Please tell me. And Elvis Presley is too. I could definitely see a kid finding a Nirvana album saying Dave Grohl was in a band before the Foo Fighters. Yeah, because Nirvana, even though they've had a few hits, they weren't huge. Um, who said yes they are? Yes, good. They also individually in the Hall of Fame. Um, who's individually in the Hall of Fame? For Google, Elvis in 1986 and the Beatles in 1988. Okay, good. I never did check to see if they were. You have to wait 25 years after your first recording to get in. What is that? T.I. Go has 2 big albums? I don't know who. Sarah, Sam, are you talking about the Beatles? George had a song too. Yeah, he had one hit that I know of. I used to sing it, but I can't remember it now. But I know Paul's had plenty with bands and solo. I like John Mellencamp. He lived here in Bloomington. I remember when his name was John Cougar. Is he the one that sings that I ain't even done with the night? All of them had multiple other hits. I don't recall Ringo ever having one. Maybe he did. I don't know. I know John Lennon did. They're in the Hall of Fame as a group and individually. I got mine set on you. Oh, George did. My Sweet Lord. Cracker Palace, got my mind set on you, and others. I only remember the one from him, really. Uh, no, no, no. Song by Ringo is my favorite. I don't even remember one by Ringo. I only remember one by George. I know a lot by John, and a lot by Paul. You know how they had the celebrity boxing matches? I would like to have seen George Harrison and Eric Clapton go at it. Or can you imagine writing a hit song after the woman you just took from George Harrison while she was with him? I mean, man, that takes nerve. The Wolfpack, about brothers and their entire childhood had only one escape from their lives, confirmed in their family's New York City apartment. Confined in their family's New York City apartment, movies was their only escape for 15 years. Sam says, "No, no, no" song was big by Ringo. Oh, I didn't even know. Peter says, "Celebrity boxing makes me think of Mike Tyson." I saw that movie. What a crazy story. I'm gonna have to look that up. The Wolf Pack. I'm just like, damn, Eric, you're just mighty bold. Les, when you hear the "No, no, no" song, you're going to be like, this is not Ringo. I don't ever remember hearing a song called "No, no, no." Y'all watch the Wolfpack documentary. Their father locked them all in, and their neighbors didn't even know kids were living there. Jeez. I know one thing. There's a movie I suggest everybody watch. And the original, well, both of them are good. The original black and white, and then there was one made later. It was called Lord of the Flies. Um, I think everybody should watch those. Can't think of the Wolf Pack without thinking of Hangover movie. Sam said it's about weed, coke, moonshine. Liz, you'll know when you hear it. I can't believe it got on the radio back then. I'm gonna have to. Who's Your Slots? Love that movie. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, after I get off here, look that up real quick. No, No, No by Ringo Starr. Hmm. Oh, I saw a video of Stevie Nicks. I think it was just a couple years ago, actually, that she did, and she was doing a concert, and the encore song was Edge of 17, and of course she can't sing it like she did when she was younger. I mean, she is what, in her 70s or almost 70 or 72 or something like that. She's in her 70s. Um, and she just did the shit out of that song. I'm like, you go, girl. Your little 5 foot self. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look up No, No, No. Like I used to tell the kids, no, 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 no. Of course, I thought Ringo Starr was funny in the movie Caveman. I did. And it had a young Dennis Quaid and Shelley Long and a few others. So I thought that movie was funny. Zoog Zoog. All right. I bet you will put the No 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 song on your iPad list or an iPod list. I don't have an iPod, and I probably won't. I'm still basically a rock, not the soft rock, but a rock woman. Um, Even now, but but also I appreciate the music of today as much as I did back in the 70s. I never heard this song till a year ago. Um, so if it's rock, I pretty much will listen to it. I don't like the screaming rock. Not screaming shit. What the hell? But also listen to music as time goes on. I appreciate all music, you know. But still, if you ask me, rock. I shocked somebody because I said I loved Linkin Park. And they're like, "You like Linkin Park?" And I'm like, "Oh, why not?" You know, I never thought you of all people. You don't know me well, then. You ever listen to my car as I'm going down the street? You ever listen to the songs that are playing on the radio cranked? Even my grandma knew. That's why I hated Nirvana. Nirvana killed all the hair bands. I love Nirvana. Carmelo, Les, love you. Have a nice voice. Well, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that, and so do you. I like Nirvana. They got about 10, 12 songs I like. Oh, who here watches The Masked Singer? Does anybody here watch The Masked Singer besides me? Because I guessed this one. I guessed the winner, and I guessed it like 2 months ago. Nobody watches The Masked Singer. Tim goes, hell no. Well, I guessed the winner this year. Because I knew that voice. It took me a minute. It took me till the second performance, and I was like, they had someone singing as the sun, and of course they sing in all kinds of characters. But the sun, never seen it, Sarah, but I've heard it's a fun show. I like it. Well, watched it since it came out, but this year the person who played the sun was the winner. The character Sun was the winner, and this year was hard. This year had some singers, and you wouldn't believe who's got a set of lungs on them. There was only two people that everybody knew right off the bat, and that was Wendy Williams and I didn't guess, but the other one was Mickey Rourke, and he outed himself. He wasn't going to wait. But yeah, um, Leanne Rhymes, and I definitely knew, um, the last two songs that it was definitely her. I heard that country twang, and I was like, that's Leanne, and she can still sing her freaking ass off. And Tori Kelly. Oh, I was so mad they voted her off because I was like, she could sing her. Um, it is fun though. I heard Eddie Murphy was on. Not this year. He hasn't been on this past 4 seasons. Well, Lord of the Flies. I suggest that everybody watch that. Yeah, Irma. But no, Eddie Murphy was not on. Um, Thinker said she is so underrated. She has such a beautiful voice. Which one? Tori Kelly? She should have went to the finals. She was in the semifinals. She should have went to the finals. What is the Lord of the Flies 80s movie? Yeah. What it is about these kids who are stranded on this island. I don't remember how they got there, but it's just a group of kids, and they're free. What society wants now. Leanne, yeah, she can still sing her ass. Still sing her ass off. Um, so the Lord of the Flies, like I said, I don't even remember how they got to this place where they were at. I really don't. But um, they have the original one in black and white, and then they made a colored version one. I think I think it was in the 80s. Stevie was a firecracker, still is. I love Stevie Nicks, will to the forever. Well, anyway, Lord of the Flies is a classic book, and if I recall correctly, they are stranded in a plane crash and are the only survivors. Plane crash wasn't it. Plane crash. Um, that may be the way it's in the book. I don't remember. Well, anyway, um, oh, she did bring in her hearing aid. Oh, so what it is? It's about these kids who have free reign, just like people want today. You know, freedom, 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 and then they become um, very violent, extremely violent, and eventually somebody steps up to try to be a leader. It just turns out that way. Nobody elected this person, and it's an interesting movie. I've never read the book. Um, But it's an interesting movie in the fact that here we are, we're grown adults doing the same shit. We want freedom, we want freedom, we want freedom. Well, you're given freedom and you act like assholes. You know, somebody has to step up. Just like Lord of Flies, somebody has to step up. And there has to be some kind of rules to follow. And it's the same thing going on today, and that's why I recommend people watch it. It is a classic. I've seen that the Rock hits Piggy. I remember before the other kids killed Piggy, the Coast Guard rescued him. Yeah, it's just something I suggest people watch. Um, because we can't be a free society because chaos will. But we in America, even with all of our rules, laws, whatever, we as a society here in the United States still are as free as human beings can be. Yet we watched it in school. Really, we did. They probably didn't want us to watch it, like I said, in private school. Um, but I watched it um, when I was around 20. That's when I saw it. I saw both versions. Kind of like the Nazis and no one's saying anything, slowing the rise of slowing the rise of them. Irma said, "Who was the singer? The singer for who, honey?" Irma. That's a movie I suggest everybody watch. I really do. Um, it's an interesting thing. It's just how things come about and why. If nothing else, teaches you why. You know, it just evolves that way. Yes, teacher made us write a report on it. Really? Back then, as a kid, I can imagine what my report would have been. All these kids got stranded, they started killing each other, and this one guy tried to step up, but he was a bully, and then they all rose against him, and then they killed a pig and then rescued. The end. mm. And believe it or not, one of my most favorite, I was in 5th grade, one of my most favorite um, books when I was a kid. And then they came out with a mini cartoon movie series. It played so many days in a row. Um, was it's now called by today's standards, it's called The Lord of the Rings, but back then it was called The Hobbit. And that and mom let me stay up to watch it, and every day it was on, and I would not move. Mom said you planted and wouldn't speak. You were like glued. And I totally got into that. And it was like the kids with Harry Potter. I was with The Hobbit. So it was interesting to see how everyone had perceived why what happened. Who just says, I've read that book 10 times. Have you? What, Charlotte's Web or The Hobbit? How about The Secret of Nim with the rats? Never even seen a movie. Never read the book. Didn't even know about it till I was an adult. But The Hobbit was my shit. Love Secret of Nim too. Yeah, I never. And when I found out when the first Lord of the Rings came out, I was like, why does that sound familiar? And then I found out that's it. It was just modern day. But back then it was a cartoon. Um, The Last Unicorn. Nope. My mom had me reading some other stuff. I never knew about them. You gotta understand, my mom threw my first book at me when I was 2. So, um, and my mom bought me books, shitload of books, and we had to read books, and parents had to sign off. And I could not tell you how many books I read, but I genuinely read those books. And um, mom always said I got jibbed out of first prize at the end of the year, because you know, as many books that mom had just for me in that house. And so my mom had me reading very young, and she had me reading the Nancy Drew Hardy Boys books, and she had me reading. My mom had me reading Edgar Allan Poe at 9. I was reading those. That's why I love Edgar Allan Poe to this day. Um, so we had The Outsiders, then watched the movie in class. See, we never got to watch movies and stuff like that in class. But the only thing we got to watch in class is when I was younger. And that was 4th grade and below. Actually, we only from 2nd grade down. Um, Sometimes 3rd grade, sometimes was literally Sesame Street and Electric Company. Um, my sister read The Outsiders, and then she's the one who had me watch um, The Outsiders when the movie came out. She watched it, and then she made me watch it with her, because it was on cable. Um, Back then, it was Spotlight. Cable Spotlight was the movie channel to have. Remember the weekly reader club in school? Um, yeah. In elementary school, remember the book club that went through Pizza Hut? Uh-uh. Let's stay gold. I'm watching you on my big screen. You go, girl. That's one way to get enough of me. Um, so I was reading those books very early. My mom had me, I was in high school, my mom had me start reading War and Peace. Um, you know, Man Without a Country, that kind of stuff. So I didn't read a lot of what other kids ended up reading. A lot of that stuff is when I was older. But I did get to do the Hobbit, read the Hobbit. I loved Hobbit. So I got to read the Hobbit, and then I got to see the cartoon, the movie. So they remodeled that house in that movie, located in Oklahoma. In what movie? And what movie, Snicker? Oh, Lord of the Flies? No. The Outsiders. Oh, you can go and see it and walk around inside. Oh, I get it. Okay, The Insiders. Yeah, that was my sister's movie. Oh, good God. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, yeah, it's a little later than I thought it was. Snickerdoodle, I was working at Pizza Hut when they had that program. We gave away a lot of pan pizzas. We had it here. I didn't know it. Well, my sister didn't have to, but I had to read anyway, so it didn't matter. But my sister had a learning disability. Not that she dumb appearance. She's definitely not. But I would never. But she couldn't read like I could. Yep, it was a lot of fun. So no matter what, I had to read. But you see, companies don't do that anymore. They really don't. And I'd be like, text messages does not count. I think that personally, I think ask me. Um, Parents are more worried about what kind of activities their kids are doing rather than their education. I mean, I want my kids well rounded. I wanted Ian and Cameron well rounded. Um, they just didn't have an interest, and Cheryl never um, backed me up on anything. And I wouldn't let him quit nothing. Cheryl let him quit all the time. And say hi to my husband, Les. David. David, hello. How are you? I hope you're doing well. But I think that parents are more worried about what their kids are doing. Um, because then that means if they're in an activity or something, that's a babysitter. Instead of, okay, when my generation, our parents are like, no, you're going to get your schoolwork and you can do your sports, but if your schoolwork fails, you're quitting. Sorry, you're out of there. And that's just the way it was. I truly miss the 80s generation. It was simpler time. Hi, David says snicker or message. You made his night. Aww. Aww. You made mine. Oh, that's so sweet. The 80s was simple, but it wasn't. It wasn't. To me, the 80s, there was parts of the 80s I could live with and parts I can live without. But if you ask me, from the 90s on has really sucked. Hi, stickers from David. And I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. I think from the 90s on, the late 80s, really late 80s on, really sucked. Of course, I was a drunk in the 80s. Till about, I don't know, 92. But, I really think it sucked. I think the early 80s and the late 70s and the early 80s I think were great. But growing up in a simple time was in the 50s. But I wouldn't have survived in the 50s because I'd be like telling everybody off. I'd be like, I ain't wearing no damn poodle skirt. And I always wanted saddle shoes, and my mom would never let me have saddle shoes because she was forced to wear them, but I just wanted to wear them. And so by the time she said I could have sandal shoes, we always had this one shoe store we went to, and they stopped carrying my size and older. And I was like, but where I got my hush puppies, and I'm telling you, best damn shoes to wear. I played football in my hush puppies. I loved my hush puppies. I've heard the 50s weren't that great either. I guess it's where you were raised. Because I know the hometown my parents came from. I saw a meme that shows a mom, dad, two kids, grandpa, and a bucolic backyard scene in 50s garb. I just know that, like, the town my parents grew up in. And it's still there. But the town they grew up in, is in West Virginia. Small town. They didn't even have a street light there. They didn't get a street light till I was like 30, and it's a flashing red light and a flashing yellow light the other way. And I'm like, I even said, Mom, why did they even put this here? You can see miles, a mile every which way. It's not busy. That I can walk a turtle across here and never worry about having my turtle get hit. I'm serious. Mom, I'm an alcoholic. Dad, I'm secretly gay. Daughter, I can't pursue the career I want because I'm a girl. Irma said, raised in Texas. My parents were raised in Mexico. Why I say that, my family was strong and we always was together. Now we hardly talk. I miss it. After my grandpa passed in the late 80s, it's kind of started to fall apart. He was a glue to us all. Irma says, no street lights? No. And it's got one light at a four-way, the only four-way intersection. And going this way is flashing red, going that way is flashing yellow. Why? I don't know. You could walk down the highway and not have to worry about getting hit. You can walk right in the middle of the road, not worry about getting hit. It's not busy. And there may have been an accident there, and then this is how the light got installed. No, they had extra money. Didn't know what to do with it. Because we still have family that live there. They had extra money, didn't know what to do with it. And I don't see how you can have an accident when there's like no traffic and you can see a mile each way. Well, not a whole mile. You have to see it to. But this town, though, what's interesting about it um, is that you literally can walk down the street and you could have given it to me. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. You can literally, they have one strip that has a diner that my Uncle Eddie thinks he owns. He just dates the owner. My dad's brother. Um, it has the local diner slash post office slash drugstore. Then you got a grocery store. And then you have a gas station convenience store. I think it's Marathon. I think the grocery store is Piggly Wiggly. You have a funeral home. And you have the courthouse. And so you can literally walk down the strip 4 o'clock in the morning. Nobody locks their doors. Just like when I went to go visit my grandma home. I could never get a hold of her. She would just come home and I'd be in her living room sitting there, raiding her kitchen. And what's interesting is that nobody lives in an apartment. Everybody lives in a home. A home. These are some of the poorest people you'll ever know, and they all live in a house. Doesn't have to be a big one. Some of them are small. But they all live in a house. There's no apartments. None. And there's nobody sleeping on streets. They all have their own house. Whether they rent or own. My grandma, before she passed away, all my life she lived in that house, and she rented it. It was rented the whole time. And she passed away when I was 21. Or 22. So, what state, Les? West Virginia. That's the nature of government. Use it or lose it. I work for the city, and if you don't spend it, your budget gets cut money. Yup. And so, even to this day, if I wanted to go see my Aunt Carol and them all have, and they weren't home, I'd just walk in. But now those were simpler, and everybody knew everybody. Everybody watched out for everybody's kids. You know, I think that's why mom and dad both have such good memories of the 50s, because they did. Like my Aunt Carol was a high school teacher, taught my mom. That's the only thing my mom didn't like, because Carol was harder on her than anybody. But Carol wasn't going to have anybody say she played favorites either. But they, you know, I think it depends on where you were brought up. Because back there, even now, you go there and it's like it's a whole other world. Whole other world. And your days are filled with nothing, and you're always doing something. I think that's why I love it down there. I just walk in my neighbor's house. We know each other, for the good or bad. Here's your slots. It's country living. I'll be honest with you. I'd be mad if I came home and somebody was sitting in my chair. Get the hell out. get out. But no, down there it's just like Uncle Eddie. They all live in the same town. My cousins, they all still live there, and I would love if it had a little more business. I would love to have raised Ian and Cameron there. I would love to have. Dead serious. Dead serious. So I think it's where you grew up, honestly. But for me, I would have had the best time in the 70s and 80s if it wasn't for my father. We have a drive-in close by. It's still open. You just lost this Midwest? No, this was in West Virginia, and I'm in a high. Well, I guess they consider a high. Um, but if it wasn't for my dad, I probably would have enjoyed 70s and 80s. Probably. Hard to enjoy something when you're getting knocked around. Do you know what a drive-in is, Les? Oh, hell yeah, I used to go all the time. Our closest one is about 45 minutes away. Used to have two right here in town, and the one up north, Northern 21st, they knocked it down years ago and put a, did they put there? Shopping center, actually. And then the one out here by me, they just knocked it down a year and a half ago. And apparently there's supposed to be some restaurants and fast food restaurants going in there and a Carvana, and I'm sitting there thinking, town really, like I need another hole in the head. But yeah, I love the drive. I was hoping some millionaire would buy that and redo the drive-in. And then I want the A&W root beer stand back. I want it back. I loved our A&W root beer stand. Loved it. So pissed when they had the best fries. I'd go there just to get french fries. Promise. Good night, Les. Take care. I'll check you out tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get going. It's past my bedtime, and I still gotta take a shower and do dishes. It's 2:30. I did not mean to be on this long. Really didn't. Um. Oh. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. Um. Thank you everybody for coming in and wasting time with me. Our A&W shares a building with Long John Silver's. That's just not the same. The actual A&W root beer stand on its own. Yeah. Yeah. Long John could be in its own building. A&W. That shit, that place was busy all the time. I don't know how it got closed. I don't know how. I'm glad you showed up anyway. Good night. Yes, thank you everyone showing up and participating. I really appreciate it. Um, I hope everybody, these meetups are never a waste of time. I don't think so, but, you know, but I really do. I gotta take a shower, I gotta do dishes, and then I gotta get to bed because my therapy's coming tomorrow. So, um, I'm gonna try to make it tomorrow night. We're gonna see what kind of ringer they put me through. Tomorrow's physical therapy, so, and I don't know if the other ones are showing up. They probably will. They call. Um, But thank you, and I hope everybody has a great night and a great day tomorrow, and talk later.